Welcome to Travel Safety Tips with a Twist. Today's episode is brought to you by the city that never sleeps, New York City. Yes, the Big Apple, where getting lost is almost as iconic as the Statue of Liberty. But fear not, because I'm here with tips so funny and unconventional, you'll remember them long after your first New York slice. Let's dive in. Tip No. 1. The Subway Survival Starter Pack. The subway is a maze of color-coded chaos, but don't panic. Always carry 3 essentials: a paper map for old-school charm, a fully charged phone for Google Maps, and a fake authoritative voice. If you look lost, confidently point at the subway map and say, "Ah, just like I thought, the G train is obviously delayed." Instant credibility. And remember, if someone offers to help you for a fee, just say, "Sorry, I only tip in pizza slices," and walk away. Tip number 2, crosswalk confidence. In NYC, jaywalking isn't just common. It's practically an Olympic sport. If you wait for the walk signal, people will think you're a tourist. But do it safely. Wait for a pack of locals to move and pretend you're part of their flash mob. If they start crossing, you cross. If they don't, stay put. You're not lost, you're blending in. Tip number 3, snack and save strategically. Street food carts are your best friends, especially the ones selling hot dogs and pretzels. They're delicious, cheap, and give you an excuse to hang around while checking directions. Plus, they're basically New York's version of gas stations for pedestrians. And pro tip, if you look confused, the cart vendor might even point you in the right direction. Just buy an extra mustard packet. It's the universal sign of gratitude here. Tip number 4, Central Park compass. Central Park is massive, and getting lost here is practically a rite of passage. If you can't find your way out, just follow a jogger. They're like homing pigeons for park exits. If all else fails, pretend you're birdwatching. Nothing screams, "I'm totally not lost," like pointing at trees and muttering, "Ah, yes, the rare Brooklyn pigeon." Tip number 5, tourist traps to the rescue. Yes, I know I said to avoid them, but here's the twist. Pop into a tourist shop for some local advice. Shopkeepers know the city better than most maps, and they'll guide you faster than you can say, "I love NY" magnet. Just remember, you're not obligated to buy a Statue of Liberty snow globe in return, but a postcard might help seal the deal. Tip 6, free views for budget travelers. Skip the $40 Empire State Building ticket. For amazing skyline views, head to public rooftops like the one at the AMC Theater in Times Square. It's free, fabulous, and no one cares if you're just there to take selfies and pretend to be rich. Tip 7, coffee shop camouflage. If you're truly lost and need a safe haven, head into a hip coffee shop and order the smallest, cheapest thing on the menu, like an espresso shot, and claim a table like you're working on your next big screenplay. Pretend to furiously type on your laptop or your phone. This gives you time to regroup and Google your escape route without looking like a wide-eyed tourist. Tip number 8, the fake local hustle. In Chinatown, everyone's moving with purpose. If you feel lost, pick a random storefront and walk in like you're on a mission. Look at a menu or ask for dumplings to go, even if you're not hungry. The key is to look like you meant to be there. Plus, surprise dumplings are never a bad idea. Tip number 9, hail a cab, like a movie star. Getting a taxi in NYC can feel like auditioning for Broadway. If you're struggling, raise your hand with Broadway-worthy drama. Throw in a spin and yell something ridiculous like, "It's an emergency, my goldfish needs a pedicure." Taxis might still pass you by, but at least you'll entertain the crowd. Tip number 10, the pretend podcast host. Lost in the middle of a street? Whip out your phone and act like you're recording a podcast about New York navigation. Loudly proclaim, "And here's a fun fact, I'm not lost. I'm exploring this historic corner." Bonus points if you throw in fake facts like, "This lamppost was once hugged by Beyoncé during a blackout." People will think you're a quirky influencer, not a directionally challenged tourist. Tip number 11, the Grand Central Lost Art. If you're overwhelmed here, don't panic. Blend in by dramatically staring up at the ceiling mural and saying, "Wow, I didn't know constellations were so meta." Bonus move, strike a pose like you're reenacting a rom-com meet-cute. By the time you finish your performance, you'll remember which way you were heading, or someone might direct you out just to stop the theatrics. Tip number 12, the free boat ride hack. Need a breather from the chaos? Hop on the Staten Island ferry. It's free and gives you views of the Statue of Liberty. Pro tip, once on board, pretend to be a tour guide. Walk around pointing at landmarks saying, "And over there you'll see, something cool and tall." No one will correct you because they're too busy taking selfies. Tip number 13. Barter like a boss. Touristy souvenir stands can overcharge, but here's the twist. Haggle with humor. Point to a keychain and say, $10 for this? Does it also unlock my dream apartment in Manhattan? The vendor might just laugh and knock a few bucks off. Humor, the universal currency. Tip number 14. Walk with purpose, even if you're faking it. On the Brooklyn Bridge, everyone's either a speed-walking local or a picture-snapping tourist. The trick? Combine both. Speed walk 3 steps, then stop suddenly to snap a photo. Locals won't know what to make of you, and tourists will assume you're just an artistic genius. Tip number 15. The waiting line workout. Trying to snag cheap Broadway tickets? Use the long wait time to stretch. Announce loudly, nothing like yoga in line to prepare for Hamilton. People might give you space, and voila, you've secured both cheap tickets and personal breathing room. Tip number 16. Highline hide and seek. The High Line is a gorgeous elevated park, but it's also a long stretch of tourists and Instagram influencers. If you're lost, just pick a random bench, sit down, and pretend you're meditating. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and murmur, "The city speaks to me." It says take 23rd Street. Even if you don't figure out directions, at least you'll have a Zen moment and confuse a few people in the process. Tip number 17. Thrift store wisdom. Brooklyn's thrift stores are treasure troves and great places to blend in. Walk in, grab something quirky, and loudly say, "This totally screams ironic vintage chic." Locals will nod approvingly, and you'll have time to check Google Maps while holding up a leopard print fedora. Tip number 18. Fortune cookie directions. Can't decide where to go next? Stop at a random street vendor and buy something, preferably a fortune cookie or a cheesy INY t-shirt. Treat whatever you buy as your guide. Cookie says, "You will have a great adventure? Congrats, you're walking to the nearest adventure, Central Park." T-shirt says, "Broadway baby. Time to head for Times Square." Tip 19. Tour bus hitchhiker. No, I don't mean literally hopping on the back of one. I mean sidling up near a tour bus group and casually eavesdropping. The guides are spewing so many facts, you're bound to learn where you are. Or at least where not to be. Just don't get caught in the group photo unless you're ready to be the mystery tourist on someone's Facebook forever. Tip number 20. Bodega brilliance. Every NYC bodega is an oasis of snacks, drinks, and neighborhood wisdom. The cashier has probably seen and heard it all. Buy a coffee, lean in, and say, "So what's the best route to?" Insert your location here. They might roll their eyes, but they'll give you directions faster than you can say, "Bacon, egg, and cheese." Bonus, grab a bag of chips. You've earned it. Tip number 21. 5-star rest stop. Need to sit down and figure out where you are? Pop into a fancy restaurant, act like you're waiting for your date, and discreetly use their restroom to regroup. If anyone asks, just say, "Oh, I'm meeting Mr. Rockefeller," and wink. By the time they figure out you're bluffing, you'll already know where you're going next. Tip number 22. The Carnival Compass. Lost on the boardwalk? Find the nearest carnival game and pretend you're a contestant. Loudly declare, "If I hit 3 ducks, I'll know which way is north." Then actually play. It's cheaper than therapy and at twice as fun. Plus, a stuffed bear prize can double as a travel buddy. Tip number 23. Pretend to be Gossip Girl. If you're wandering around the ritzy Upper East Side, embrace your inner drama. Whip out your phone, take a selfie, and narrate loudly, "Spotted me living my best life while totally not lost." XOXO. Gossip Girl energy will make you feel invincible. Just make sure you're not blocking a doorman. They don't find the humor in your antics. Tip number 24. Pizza compass. Lost in Little Italy? No worries. Let your nose guide you to the nearest pizza joint. Walk in, ask for a slice, and loudly proclaim, "This is the exact energy I needed to find my way." You'll either find your direction or accidentally make friends with the pizzaiolo. Tip number 25. Act your way out. If you're stuck in a Broadway theater district crowd, pretend you're rehearsing for a show. Sing, "Where is 42nd Street? I can't find it. Help me, E." Someone will point you in the right direction, if only to make you stop singing. Tip number 26. Take the high road, literally. For a unique view and a guaranteed way not to get lost, hop on the Roosevelt Island Tramway. It's a scenic, cheap ride with skyline views that'll make you forget you were ever lost. Pro tip, wave at people below and shout, "I'm a New Yorker now." It's free entertainment for everyone. Remember, New York isn't about getting everywhere perfectly. It's about getting somewhere with style. Keep your humor, stay curious, and if you're really stuck, just yell, "Where's the nearest bagel?" someone will save you. Thanks for joining me on Travel Safety Tips with a Twist. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your funniest NYC experiences. Until next time, stay safe, stay quirky, and always keep a pretzel handy.